Did you notice the terrifying truth hidden in this image? At first glance, this cover looks like a simple farewell, the fallen heroes walking together toward what seems like heaven. But look closer. Some characters refuse to face forward. One of them is walking in the opposite direction, and behind everyone, there are three figures hiding in the shadows. None of that is accidental. Every pose, every direction, every silhouette is hiding something the story never explains out loud. So today, we're breaking down every hidden meaning inside the Chapter 204 cover art, and why this image is far darker than it first appears. Mystery 1. Why are some characters not facing forward? Look closely at the characters in this illustration. Some of them aren't facing forward. Rengoku, Obanai, Tamayo. At first, this might seem symbolic, like a visual way to express emotion. But there's a far more precise explanation. They're hiding their injuries. Not metaphorically, physically. In fact, this entire illustration follows one strict rule. Any fatal or disfiguring injury a character suffered is deliberately concealed by pose, angle, or composition. Let's break that rule down. Rengoku died with his left eye crushed and Akaza's arm piercing straight through his abdomen. In the cover art, Rengoku turns his body to the right, so his destroyed left eye is never visible. And notice his posture. He crosses his arms tightly over his chest. That position perfectly blocks the hole in his abdomen. This is not a heroic stance, it's damage control. Now look at Obanai. During the final battle against Muzan, Obanai was left completely blind, with severe facial injuries. In the illustration, he appears to be speaking softly to Mistery, but the real effect is that his injured face is angled away from the viewer. His wounds are hidden behind intimacy. Then there's Tamayo. Tamayo had her right eye crushed by Muzan and later her left eye sealed. So how is she drawn? Her entire face is concealed behind Shinobu's shadow. You never see her eyes at all. Now here's where this becomes undeniable. This rule applies to almost everyone in the image. Mitsuri suffered a deep chest wound, so she covers it with her hand. She also lost part of her ear and suffered facial damage, which is hidden by Obanai standing in front of her. Gyome lost a leg, so his lower body is not shown. Muichiro lost an arm and was cut in half, yet his missing limb and bisected body are obscured by framing and speech bubbles. Genya lost half his body and a hand, both hidden behind other characters. This cover refuses to show how these people actually died. It presents their souls, but hides the violence that created them. And once you realize that, one detail becomes impossible to ignore. Because among all these hidden injuries, only one character isn't just hiding damage. She's walking in the wrong direction. Mystery 2. Why is only Tamayo walking the opposite way? Now we reach the most chilling detail. Everyone is walking in the same direction. Everyone except Tamayo. Tamayo is not just facing away. She's walking in the opposite direction. So what does that mean? Here's the logic the illustration is implying. The dead in this cover are walking toward heaven, but Tamayo is walking away from it. Why? Because Tamayo, despite helping defeat Muzan and saving countless lives, has a past that this story refuses to clean up. When she first became a demon, she killed humans, not just strangers. She killed her own husband and her own child. So the cover presents a horrifying possibility. Maybe Tamayo simply can't go to heaven with the others. Or, even worse, maybe she chooses not to. As if she's saying, I helped save the world, but I don't deserve to walk with them. And the ending of Demon Slayer supports that interpretation. In the final chapter, we see reincarnations and descendants of many characters. But Tamayo, she's missing. Mystery 3. Who are the three shadow silhouettes? In my previous video, there were so many comments and discussions in the comment section. That cover shows the characters walking peacefully toward heaven. But if you look closely, you'll notice something strange. Three shadowy silhouettes drawn in the background. In that video, I didn't mention them at all. Yet many viewers asked the same question. Who are those shadow figures? First, some people commented, maybe they're just random shadows? But no, that's not the case. If you look at the angles and positions, these silhouettes don't match any of the characters standing in the front. And one of the shadows even appears in an area with no one nearby. So these aren't just the characters' shadows, they're drawn intentionally. Others suggested, could they be Giyu and Sanemi? At first glance, that might make sense. The figures seem to be walking in the same direction as the other pillars. However, that's not correct either. Remember, in this illustration, only characters who have died appear clearly. The only living characters are Tanjiro and Nezuko. If these shadows represented Giyu or Sanemi, they would have been drawn in full form, not just as silhouettes. And if you look closely, one of them has short hair, which doesn't match either Giyu or Sanemi. Then what about Akaza? He does have short, spiky hair, and the shape seems somewhat similar. But again, that can't be right. All the dead pillars in the image are walking toward heaven. Meanwhile, there's one single character walking in the opposite direction, Tamayo. This is crucial. The cover represents the souls of the fallen, those walking toward heaven. But Tamayo, despite helping defeat Muzan and saving countless lives, once killed many innocent people as a demon, including her own family. That's why she alone walks the other way, symbolically toward hell. If Akaza were included, he would be facing the same direction as Tamayo, not walking with the heroes toward heaven. So that theory doesn't hold either. So then, who are these mysterious shadows? What we can say for certain is this. They represent people who have already died, who contributed to the defeat of Muzan, and who deserve a place in heaven. Meaning, they are kind souls who never killed anyone unjustly. Another important clue. Giyu and Sanemi, the two surviving pillars, are not shown in this illustration. Yet, there are shadows that seem deeply connected to them. In Giyu's case, there was one person who shaped his destiny, Sabuto, who sacrificed his life during the final selection to protect Giyu and the other swordsmen. And for Sanemi, it was Masachika, who fought alongside him before Sanemi became a pillar, and who was killed by a demon during that battle. Now, if we look closely at the silhouettes, two of them appear to be walking side by side. The smaller figure closely resembles Makomo's silhouette, which suggests that the taller one walking beside her is most likely Sabito. And the lone figure walking separately matches the silhouette of Masachika almost perfectly. That means these shadows aren't random at all. They represent the ones who made it possible for Giyu and Sanemi to survive. The unseen heroes whose sacrifices shaped the future of the Demon Slayer Corps. So now we understand what this cover really is. It's not peace. It's a controlled, quiet horror. A scene where brutal injuries are hidden, heaven is implied. But not guaranteed, one soul walks toward hell, and the forgotten heroes appear only as shadows. This illustration is telling you, victory didn't erase the damage, it just covered it. So I want to ask you, who do you think those shadows are? And do you believe Tamayo was forced to walk away? Or did she choose hell herself? Tell me in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.